What's up, YouTube? It's Truman Southern back with another video here today. One that I'm pretty hyped to make. We're going over some college essentials and some do's and don'ts for your college experience. A little bit about myself, if y'all didn't already know. I went to Ole Miss. My freshman year was back in 2021. I recently graduated last May in 2025. Got out in 4 years with a marketing degree and a minor in business. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I went to St. David's High School in Broughton High School. That's where I graduated from. And not many people went to Ole Miss from North Carolina, nor did before COVID. And the way I'd made my decision to go to Ole Miss was I was trying to play college lacrosse, didn't work out. So I visited a bunch of SEC schools because I wanted the experience. And, I just fell in love with Ole Miss. I love the Grove. I had a really good guide that played club lacrosse there and was in a fraternity. So he kind of just sold the university to me on that first official visit with my parents. My parents loved it. They love visiting down there. Just a ton of great people I met when I first visited. So not everybody's visit is going to go as well as mine did when I went, but at this point in time, you're already committed to where you're going to college. A lot of y'all probably already moved into your dorm and might be watching this in your dorm. So, I'm just going to give y'all some college essentials to help me get through my 4 years and give y'all some advice that can potentially help you. I'm not going to act like I'm right about everything, but I would like to say a lot of this stuff probably will help you guys out in your 4 years or remaining years in college. So let's get right into it. Excuse the voice. Had a little bit of a rough weekend, but we're going to get into some top college essentials here. I made a list of top 10, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to go over top college essentials. Before leaving for college, you need to make sure that if you're playing any club sports, that you have the equipment and stuff needed to play the sports. So for me, that would have been lacrosse. You need your lacrosse bag, your equipment, etc. Just bring it down. If you don't use it, then bring it back at Christmas. And that's like the worst thing that happens. It's just in your dorm room, taking up a little bit of space, but at least you have it. A lot of problems that happened when I was club president was people would want to play, they wouldn't have their equipment, and then they were too lazy to get their parents to ship their equipment. So you just didn't end up playing. And then the spring runs around, they bring their equipment back. They're like, yo, I want to play on the team. It's like, dude, it's too late. Like, you already missed your opportunity in the fall. You need nice clothes. You need a sport coat. You need a suit. There's tons of formals, tons of events. I'm not just talking about Ole Miss here. I'm talking about in general. You're going to get invited to go on a riverboat. You're going to get invited to a girl's formal. You don't want to look like shit. So have a couple button downs, a couple pairs of pants, and, sport coat or two, a suit. I mean, we're in college here. I get things are expensive, but, you also got to look good. So at number 9, sport coat and formal event attire. Moving on. All right, dude, my numbers are all messed up on the list, so I'm just going to keep going down. You need to have vitamins. I'm not going to tell you have to take stuff like pills and stuff. I'm not going to tell you to take like certain things, this and that. So what I took in college was I took fish oil, good for the heart, biotin, vitamin D, and yeah, I mean, sometimes it's absolutely trenches in those dorm rooms and you just need a little pick-me-up. I don't know, it's kind of placebo for me. I felt like those vitamins were really helping me out through my time in there. Claritin is another huge one. I lived in Stockard when I was at Ole Miss, and there was mold all up in the vents, all up in everywhere. So I was sniffling all the time. I wasn't really getting the best sleep, and Claritin really helped me out through my time in freshman year. So definitely just look at what could help you. Don't just go to the store and buy a bunch of shit. Like, actually do your research on what you need. Once again, I took biotin, vitamin D, fish oil, and Claritin. And you don't need to take it every day. I took it every day for the most part, but if you skip a day, it's not the end of the world. So just look into that, look at what can help you, and I promise you that stuff does help you. You need a portable charger. Let me show y'all what I'm working with here. In college, you're gonna be, especially your freshman year, you're gonna be doing a lot of stuff, and you're not always gonna have time to charge your phone, and you definitely need phone charge. As much as I hate to say that, and as much as I encourage people being on their phones a lot, it's like you never know when you're gonna need to call an Uber, get out of a bad situation, call for help. I mean, you're in a new college town, the place is new to you, and you might not have a ton of friends, so you got to count on those people that you do have. And making connections is probably the biggest thing if you are going to take one thing away from this video, it's make as many connections as possible. Don't burn any bridges, because you never know. That person that you were an asshole to freshman year might be the president or, somebody important that you might need. Like, it's not even about that. It's just like, be nice to people. You're here to have a good experience. You want everybody else to have a good experience, and if everybody can work together, then we can make these places a lot better of a place. And I feel like that's kind of why Ole Miss was such a great place, because you know there's going to be people tearing you down everywhere, but there's also a lot of people picking me up there. So yeah, I would just say, hold on to connections, make connections, and moving back to the portable charger. Jettas, dude. I don't know. Back to the portable charger. We got an Anchor right here. It can charge my phone over about like 5 times. It was just super helpful for like when I'm going to class. Didn't have time to plug my phone in, or right before the bar. Those things charge your phone really quick, and they're super nice just for the on-the-go situation where you don't have charge in your phone. Next, you're definitely going to want a barber jacket. I don't know what about it. It has a lot of pockets. They're comfortable. They're warm. Girls love them. So next on our list, we're going with a barber jacket. After that, you got to have a good pair of shoes. I'm talking walking shoes, so you got to go with the New Balances. I rock with just the gray 993s. Those have been awesome. I've probably gone through 20 to 30 pairs in my lifetime. That's all I get nowadays. Don't get a pair of On Clouds. Just don't be that fucking guy. Just please don't be that guy. You're going to need to have a good blanket and or good Snuggie, because you're going to have melt days. You're going to have days where you're under the weather, where you're hungover, you don't want to move out of bed. And I would definitely recommend either a weighted blanket, a cold blanket, and definitely a Snuggie. I mean, laugh at me now. You're going to be thinking about this later for sure. So next up on the list, cold blanket, weighted blanket, and or Snuggie. You're going to need one of the 3. You can clown me for saying this if you want, but you're going to need a dope jersey. Definitely don't be the guy that just wears the jersey out to the bar all the time, but there is going to be a time and a place for you to rep a jersey, and you definitely want that one to be cool. You don't just want it to be another generic, whatever generic jersey you can think of. You don't want it to be like that, but you get a JDR Giants jersey, you're going to be the stud of every party. You're going to have girls coming up to you. They're going to be asking for your snap. Just trust me, boys. Get a dope jersey. I rock with the half-gallon Yeti. Keep it next to the bed. Fill it up with ice and water. Something nice for you to wake up to in the morning and or middle of the night. Trust me, that's going to be a lifesaver. It's going to, save you an hour or 2 on your next day. And, it's just good to stay hydrated. That's the biggest thing. If you can stay hydrated 90% of your college career, that was random. You can stay hydrated. You're definitely gonna have a better experience. You're not gonna make as many dumb mistakes, and you're probably just gonna be a healthier person. So this is kind of an Ole Miss specific one. So I went to the gym like Turner and South Rec all 4 years of my college career. But junior, senior year, Ole Miss started admitting way too many students. So I was like, I gotta figure something out. I like biking a lot, so I got a membership at Hot Works because I lived on the square and it was open 24/7. It could be 2 a.m. and you can go in there, and they had weights 5 through 50, pull-up bar, all that stuff. I didn't use the yoga hot rooms. I would just go and bike for 30 minutes, stretch, and then lift weights for a little bit. But South Rec and Turner, you're waiting for a bench for 10 minutes, and it's like, dude, I'm not trying to waste time like that. So I would definitely look into getting a gym membership if you're getting held up, because time is more than money. Time is more than money in college. Every year, so I was in a fraternity, there'd be kids that would come in the fall, rush, and they would just get a fucking 0-0 off the rip, and they're out of there by the spring semester. It's like, dude, do the bare minimum. Get at least a 2 and guarantee you're coming back next semester, and then figure it out from there. I got a 3.3 my first semester, and that was dude, that felt like a 4.0, honestly. I never really had to worry about failing out or anything like that. Just be smart. Use your advisor. Your advisor is there for a reason. Mine was not the best, and that kind of screwed me over. But, annoy them. Reach out to them. It's literally their job to talk to you, help you out, and get you through college. So use them as a resource. Use your parents as a resource. I called not because I was homesick, but I called my parents every other day, every day. It's just you have time. I walk to class every day, and that was a 20-minute, 30-minute walk. So, you can make time to call people and, tell them about how you're doing. The more you're going to call your parents, the more they're probably going to support you. That's just the way it goes. They want to hear about how you're doing. They want to know how things are going. And if you need anything, they probably want to help you out with that. So, use your resources. Don't just try and do it all on your own, and make as many friends as possible. I know I've probably said that many times throughout this video, but, make connections, make friends. I mean, looking back now, I've kept in touch with so many people that I didn't think I was going to keep in touch with at my 4 years at Ole Miss. And, if not every relationship lasts forever. People come and go out of your lives, but you never know who's going to go out and come back in. So just never burn that bridge, and just be nice to everybody that you can. That's definitely what helped me out through my years. when I first came into Ole Miss, I was having the craziest experience of all time. First day of school, caught an elbow when I was playing pickup basketball. My lip ripped open from like here down, and like I'd go to the bar and girls would be like, "Do you have herpes?" Like, dude, my face was fucked. And then I was going through the rush process, and people found out I had a YouTube channel, this and that. Shit kind of hit the fan pretty quick. I got lucky, got an opportunity, and things ended up working out. But people really didn't think I was going to even make it through my fall semester. They thought I was going to be out of there and leave. And, it kind of sucked. Yeah, I had a target on my back. People would come banging on my door, asking me to shotgun at like 2 a.m. Like, my roommate ended up leaving college for like Ole Miss because of that, and just a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of really weird stuff. But, I just stayed with it, put my head down, didn't really listen to what the haters said. And I'm not saying we made it yet. Obviously, we haven't made it yet. But, we graduated from college with our head high, a ton of friends, and we made the social media stuff work out to an extent. But, yeah, man, if you're getting bullied in college, just, remember, it happened to me. It can happen to anybody. And just keep your head high and get through it, because really, the light is brighter on the other side. And one day you will look back and you'll laugh at it all and say, damn, that was a great 4 to 6 years. Thank y'all for watching. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.